What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin Bees, and I cover anti-multi-level marketing, anti-scam, consumer protection topics, and unethical influencers while breaking down how these predatory companies and people operate. Today, we're diving into some seriously questionable fitness and nutrition advice from the Next Level Results program made by Kelsey Rhae and her boyfriend. As a certified personal trainer through ACE, I'm here to break down why some of these claims are misleading, potentially unsafe, and just straight up not backed by science. If you need my credential ID, by the way, let me know. I have it readily available. See how easy that is, Eric? Instead of sending people to ISSA to ask about your credentials, or ACE in my case, I have it ready for people. Very mindful, very demure. Anyways, I hope you have your favorite Dr. Pepper. I'm doing the zero sugar flavor. I hope you have your favorite Dr. Pepper flavor. I hope that it's extra crispy today. And let's get into it, shall we? Cue the Jeopardy music.
Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on here. I know it was kind of like last minute, but we wanted to, number one, hold this call because at the end we're going to open it up for you guys to also have any kind of question if you have questions. And so tomorrow we're starting day one of Next Level Results. I'm really excited. Are you guys excited about this? It's going to be really good. And if you follow the plan and you do the things and you're coachable, you're going to see some improvements in how you feel and
We are going to keep a red flag count throughout this video. This is red flag number one. If you follow the plan and do the things, you'll see the improvements. That's what she's saying. But right off the bat, huge red flag. Any fitness program that's promising results just by following the plan is a problem. Your body is not a copy and paste machine. Factors like metabolism, medical conditions, stress, sleep, and actual training intensity, all of that matters. All of it. They're all factors into this whole thing. No one size fits all program guarantees success for everybody. That's false, and this is very dangerous.
hopefully the way that you look, if that's something that you're going after, if that's one of your goals. And I'm really excited, as always, about it. So, with the Next Level Results program, you're getting two separate meal plans. One is a low carb keto meal plan. The other one is like a high protein carnivore. So you can kind of choose which one you want to try. You could skip between both of them. You could pull meals from both of them if you want. Download what I'm personally going to do because I'm following the meal plans and I'm going to pull meals from them that I want to try. And then I'm also going to utilize the workout plan myself. So I'm going to be printing out everything.
Red flag number two, you get to choose between a low carb keto meal plan or high protein carnivore. Where do I even start? Keto and carnivore are not universally effective diets for weight loss or muscle gain. Keto can cause electrolyte imbalances, fatigue, and decreased strength performance, especially if you're weightlifting. And carnivore, that's a digestive disaster waiting to happen. This plan completely ignores balanced macronutrient intake, fiber, which is crucial for digestion and gut health, and sustainable eating habits. Also, where's the consideration for individual dietary needs? You cannot just tell people to pick one and expect it to work. By the way, if you're wanting a deeper dive on the carnivore diet, I highly suggest checking out Brianna Jewell's channel. She has a video on the carnivore diet. She is a registered dietitian. She is way more qualified to talk about that specific thing than I am, and she gives it to you straight. Her video will be linked in the video description below, so check that out. For weight loss, you need to be in a caloric deficit that fits your lifestyle and also your nutrient needs, not an extreme diet that cuts out entire food groups.
I'm going to print out the meal plans so that I have it on paper in front of me, and I'm also going to print out the workout plan. And so the or the meal plans are already posted into the group and they're pinned to the top. Everything that you need to know is going to be posted to the chat. But if you want to see, some of the coaches meal prepping or cooking some of the meals from the meal plans or working out or giving some advice and tips and tricks of things that you could be doing to help your journey, stay engaged into the Facebook group. That's where you're going to get those live trainings and the support and the resources like that. And then inside of the chat, it's going to be more of accountability, daily tips, check-ins, things like that. And I'm really excited because we've never had it structured this way before, and it's going to be really beneficial for everybody who's engaged and plugged in and actually doing the things. But so how many of you guys here Drop a yes in the chat if you guys have a desire to be in love with fitness. Like, do you want to really love working out? You want to know what you're doing. You want to be able to go to the gym without worrying, about looking stupid because you don't know what to do. You genuinely, like, maybe right now you're like, I don't want to go to the gym, or maybe you don't go to the gym. But by the end of this, I'm really hoping you all love going to the gym because it is a total game changer. I worked out in my living room for the first year and I got results and that's amazing. And listen, you don't have to go to the gym. Like I said, you guys join in this program. You don't have to go to the gym to see results, but it's going to feel so much better going through the workout program when you're in the gym. Also, it's a totally different environment. There's other people around, and if you allow it to put you in the right mindset, it could push you to do your best during your workouts. So, going from working out in my home for the first year to working out in the gym, I just love being in the gym, and I no longer care what people are thinking if they're looking at me because everyone's thinking about themselves. No one is thinking of you because they're thinking of themselves.
Okay, I feel like she just contradicted herself. She's saying go to the gym because it's going to motivate you basically by looking around and seeing what other people are doing, which in my opinion sounds like you're comparing yourself to other people. But then she's saying go to the gym, nobody's paying attention, which I do agree with. People are very focused on what they're there to do. Many people are on a very short time period. They're trying to get their workout in and trying to get out of there. But I feel like she just contradicted herself here. You guys let me know what you think. Maybe I misheard that. I don't know, but
Just like you're not thinking of anybody else because you're thinking of yourself, right? Same thing applies to everybody. So don't worry about that. But by the end of this, I want you guys to get into the gym. In order for that to happen, you kind of have to know certain movements. You have to know certain things. You have to know what even a workout program looks like. So Eric has put together, um, is it one or two? It's a muscle building and a fat burning.
There's two meal guides and there's two workout programs.
you could build muscle and burn fat at the same time. That's a thing.
Yes, two meal guides, two workout programs. And it's inside of, I believe, a Google Sheets. He's going to explain everything because when I was looking at, I'm like, okay, as a newbie, this would confuse me. This would overwhelm me. So we should hold a call. He's going to share his screen. He's going to walk through how to read it, what to look for, what everything means. If you guys have questions, you can ask him at the end, just so that we don't get kind of confused and stop. He can explain everything. You can ask your questions at the end. And then also we have the chat. He's in the chat as well. So if you guys have questions that you think of afterwards, you can always ask them in the chat. But if you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask for clarification because we want you to understand this. We want you to utilize it. These are all of the moves that I personally love and that I have done as well. And so if you do these moves and you follow the program, it really will give you results. So he's going to share his screen and he's going to explain the whole program. Now, like I said, I'm going to be printing it out on paper because it's good for me. I feel like that's going to be easier for me to read than to like look at it inside of this document. And I'll walk you guys through a screen recording of how you can print it out as well. So I'm going to bring him on and I'm going to
A screen recording of how you can print out a Google Sheet.
hush and he's going to explain it.
Cue the Jeopardy music.
That's me. Can you all hear me? Good, good. I hope you're excited because I am. Doing stuff like this is, it's a great way to beat yourself, which you should always compete against yourself if you want to do really good. So this is a wonderful way to do that. And then like Kelsey was saying, you can print the sheets off, you can, look at it through your phone. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you have it. And yes, if you printed it out, perfect. If it's easier to just have your phone and, if you have a lot of stuff and you don't want to carry it around, just, and also I highly encourage this, pick one of each. Try not to bounce around too much. So if you're going to, do the keto, that's the one you're going to do. Boom. If you're going to do the fat burning, that's what you're going to do. Hit those two together. Try not to bounce around too much. That's going to cause chaos and confusion. So be certain with which programs you want to pick. Both are going to get you results, I promise.
Red flag number 3, pick one plan and commit to it. Both will get you results. Now, this is extremely misleading. Keto and high protein diets function very differently in the body. Keto is going to rely on fats as a primary fuel source, while a high protein diet can still include carbs. Jumping into these without proper education can lead to muscle loss, energy crashes, and nutrient deficiencies. And protein is really, it's essential, but fats and carbs are also important. Balance is really the key to all of this. Your body needs all three of those macronutrients for performance, recovery, and muscle building. So if you want to learn more about balance and building a complete plate, check out myplate.gov. They have a lot of resources that can help you. And if you are needing a little bit more guidance, I highly suggest working with a registered dietitian if you have access to one.
But it's just a matter of, choosing it and then committing, which that's the other part. And you made it on this call. You've made it this far. You, you got to be ready to go. You got to be. All right. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let's see. Start screen. Let's see. Give me 1 second.
Well, he's trying to get it together here. I would really love to poll the audience here on this one. Before we get into the working out aspect, he's going to talk about nutrition and things like that. Ask yourself, who is his target client here? Is he going to be targeting somebody that is new to the gym? Because a lot of this language to me sounds like it's somebody that is new in the gym and doesn't know what to do. There are so many contradictions that the only logical thing that I can come up with is they're just trying to appeal to everybody, which we know that people in multi-level marketing do. But when we're talking about nutrition and we're talking about fitness and programs for people that should be an individual thing, and I'll talk more about that here shortly, the contradictions in what he's about to share are fascinating. I'll make sure to point it out, but I'm just curious for those of you that have some experience, some education in fitness, programs, nutrition, things of that nature, ask yourself as we're going through this, and maybe I'll put a poll up or something as the first comment for this video. Check the comments. And let's just see, are they trying to target newbies in the gym, people that have never worked out, or people that it's been a long time since they've done it, they've never really worked with a trainer or had a structured program? Or are they trying to target people that know what they're doing in the gym and are just looking for something a little bit different? I'm just curious what you guys think.
I think so. There we go. Got it. All right. Let's see. All right. So these are the documents that should be in the next level, results group. So you have, the meal guides right here. I'm just going to click on those really quickly. And, I highly encourage y'all to pay attention to this and really focus because, this is
You'll see why I made the face just now that I did here in just a second.
the workout program. We don't want that. We're going to start with the meal plans first. But yes, write notes if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, this is BS in my opinion, Eric, but I know he said PS, but it sure did sound like BS to me, which I concur.
And does it need to be this complex?
1,600 calorie keto meal plan. Red flag number 4. 1,600 calories. Oh God, I think I paused it too soon. Hold on. Let's hear what he has to say about that before I give you guys my commentary on it.
I don't mean necessarily this isn't complex for me, but if you want to make it to the next level, this is the kind of stuff that you have to do. This is where you need to put yourself. And you just need to be around high quality people like this group where you're at with all these certified coaches and everybody. This is
certified in what and certified by whom? If he's talking about people that paid almost $1,000 that are distributors and Prove It, and they paid that to be a certified K-Talk coach, ketone optimization coach, or ketone technology optimization coach, or some garbage like that has no weight outside of Prove It, that's embarrassing, Eric.
how you make it to the next level. So this is the keto meal plan here. I give you all a layout on top here of kind of how it works. You get a grocery list, all that. You're going to run these 7 meals. And what's cool is like you can run the 7 meals and then repeat the 7 meals. You don't have to have so much variety, but try not to confuse yourself. If you think you're going to be good at this and you can like, bounce around a little bit, you can, but I highly suggest just, sticking to it, follow each day. Now, this is going to be a lot of food. If you're not used to eating whole foods, or if you've never like done like strict keto, or if you've never done, carnivore, and that this is going to be a lot of food. And why I use 1600 calories is that's a very good base for any individual, especially trying to lose fat.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Eric. This is actually red flag number 4. My apologies. 1600 calories, what he says. 1600 calories is a very good base for any individual, especially for fat loss. Now, let's talk about this. This is actually extremely irresponsible. It's a blanket statement. It makes me want to riot. Why? Because many of my clients, not all, I have to actually encourage them to eat more. 1600 calories might be fine for some, but for others, especially active individuals, it's dangerously low. Your basal metabolic rate, or BMR, determines how many calories your body needs just to function at rest. And for most adults, 1600 calories is closer to starvation than a proper deficit. And if you're resistance training, you need adequate fuel, which means more calories and more macronutrients. To lose fat safely, you should calculate your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE, and create a moderate deficit. Not blindly following a 1600 calorie keto or carnivore meal plan from someone on the internet that clearly does not know what they're doing and they're just trying to sell you proven ketones.
With your basal metabolic rates, that's gonna like definitely, y'all are gonna be in a deficit for sure. With the ketones also, you've just multiplied. So
What does that even mean? What are we multiplying? I mean, yeah, they're going to be in a deficit, but for some people, it's going to be an extreme deficit. This is so wild. What do you mean with the ketones? You're just going to multiply it. Multiply what?
you got the grocery list day by day. That's basically how you follow that. Same thing with the high protein. I give you the layout, and I don't know if Kelsey told you about this.
Did he just say Chelsea?
Y'all, do you fast on the first day?
So we actually are intermittent fasting with the iFast kit for the first 5 days.
Okay, perfect. So
Some people are, some people don't have it, so it's just optional
okay,
to do it.
okay, all right, perfect. But what I like to do to finish it off is do a 24-hour fast, which I think we should all do collectively, is at the very end. So there's going to be 14 days of meals, and then the 15th day, I think we should all do a 24-hour fast just to finish it off.
What? And that, my friends, is red flag number 5. We are doing intermittent fasting for the first 5 days and also using an intermittent fasting kit that Prove It calls the iFast kit, and we'll end with a 24-hour fast. Fasting is not a magic weight loss trick. I know that there are many people in multi-level marketing that, want it to be a quick weight loss trick. It's not. And fasting, if it's not done correctly, can lead to low energy, dizziness, muscle breakdown, and binge eating cycles, which, in my opinion, we see often from these two individuals. Again, that's just my opinion. Telling beginners to jump into, and when I say beginners, I mean beginners when it comes to fasting, to jump into a 24-hour fast after being encouraged to follow a restrictive meal plan is a recipe, a literal recipe for failure. Not to mention, there's zero mention of hydration or electrolyte replenishment, which is really essential for fasting. If you choose to fast, totally cool. It should be intentional. It should be individualized, not a one-size-fits-all rule that's ultimately designed to sell you Prove It ketones that you absolutely do not need.
And I think that'll be great. But again, with the high protein one, I lay out everything here, kind of how it works. You get the grocery list each day by day. You just follow that. One thing to keep in mind is, weighing your food. Like, do you have to do this always? No. But if you're going to do a program like this and you're going to take this seriously, you got to do it. That's going to make sure you're tracking your numbers. That's going to make sure that you are in a deficit, so you are getting results. So make sure you're dialing in those numbers. If you don't have a food scale, get a food scale.
I think that this can be very dangerous because, again, we're putting a blanket statement, a blanket phrase, blanket programs together for people, and you don't know their history. You don't know if they have been struggling with an eating disorder. You don't know if they have disordered eating habits. You don't know what their relationship is like with food. And here you are saying, oh, everybody get a scale and start tracking your food. That can be extremely triggering for many people and prevent them from having success, which, let's just be honest, I don't think Eric really wants people to be successful. I think he just wants them to buy Prove It ketones. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think below. But let me offer a little bit of perspective. If you are somebody that has not struggled with an eating disorder, disordered eating habits, and you've worked on your relationship with food and you feel like you're ready to track your macros and all of that stuff. When I was deep into disordered eating, tracking things was about restriction. But as I've worked my way through not just my certification through ACE, but also just my own journey in healing, I think it's also important to mention that tracking is not about restricting yourself. It's actually about making sure that you are getting what you need, making sure that I'm getting enough carbs, making sure that I'm getting enough protein, making sure that I'm getting enough fat. I also do focus on fiber. So if that helps somebody that's watching this, which I hope it does, do with that information what you will. But hopefully, depending on where you're at in your journey with your relationship with food and things of that nature, I just hope that that helps.
But yeah, that's kind of how that's laid out. Now the workout programs. These are going to be a little more advanced. I'm going to start with, I don't know which one is.
So the workouts are advanced. And when you are talking like you are trying to get new people into the gym, comfortable with working out, as Kelsey Rhae said at the beginning of this, and you're throwing advanced workouts at people, that is a recipe for people getting injured. I just want to point that part out here.
Which we'll just click on this one. Let's start with this. Because y'all are probably looking at this like, what is all of this? If it loads, my computer's being really slow, guys. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
So this is the muscle. So if you've chose the muscle building, workout plan, this is what it's going to look like. The layouts for both are pretty much the same.
The layouts are the same. What was the other program? He said muscle building or fat loss. That's called body recomposition. Okay, let's see what he's got.
So in here, I give you the base of, how the program, what it's going to do and what we're doing, which is progressive overload. So that just means we're increasing some sort of work volume or intensity over the course of 15 days, which you should always do to add more stimulus.
I'm not sure that I've ever seen a progressive overload program only last for 15 days.
And each workout before you do it, you're going to complete this warm up. It's just a basic little warm up. And I always encourage you to do the warm up. If we can, activate those muscle fibers and prep them for our workout, they're going to fire better. They're going to work harder, and you're going to burn more calories. So
I do agree with that. Warm up before you work out, absolutely important.
Don't skip your warm ups. Hit the warm up. This is the warm up. Now, do you have to do 45 seconds? Not necessarily. Strive for like 25, 45 seconds. Whatever you feel is good. It should take you around 5 to 10 minutes. It shouldn't be crazy. Nice light sweat, ready to go, hit the workout.
But not everybody should be doing jumping jacks as a workout. And again, if this were an individual program, there would be specific things that he would have asked, that he should have asked if he were actually a certified personal trainer.
I'm going to move this. How do I move this? There we go. Okay, so down here on the, you'll see these sheets down here. You get 2 of them. This is week 1, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. So like I said, you're going to complete the warm-up. So use the warm-up sheet. I've laid this out pretty, easy for y'all to read. And this is going to, tells you the sets, reps, your rest time in between sets. So let's take this, for instance, this is wrong. This is supposed to say close stance. I'll have to fix that. Close stance leg press. So you'll get on the leg press, hit a close stance, do 3 sets of 12. You're going to do 12 reps. You'll rest 35 seconds.
35 seconds. Again, he's saying this is an advanced workout. She's saying, oh, I want you guys to work your way up to being comfortable in the gym, which makes me feel like she's talking to beginners. He's talking about advanced workouts. Now, the only reason that you would be doing 35-second rests is if you're trying to incorporate some sort of cardio element to the workout. If you are somebody that is new in the gym, do not do this. What I tell my clients, especially if they're new to working out, new to lifting weights, is to allow your body to come back to a normal heart rate before you start the next set. For some people, that could be 60 seconds. For some people, that could be 90 seconds. And depending on what exercise we're talking about, it could be up to 2 to 3 minutes. It just depends. But 35-second rest period can be very, very dangerous for so many reasons. I will elaborate on that here shortly.
You'll do that 3 times. Now, the weight, which you should use. Now, this is something that I try to teach my clients, and this is a really good scale to use because I want you all, like I was saying, like you got to compete with yourself. This is a psychological scale that you can use for yourself.
Okay, first of all, if we're talking about new people in the gym, they don't need to be competing with anybody, including themselves. They just need to start. They need to get into the routine. They need to develop the habits. So starting people off with an advanced workout with little rest period in between each set, and then telling them to compete with themselves, these people are going to get injured.
RIR. It's on the very front sheet here. This is an RIR scale. Now that means reps in reserve. That's going to depend on the person, and that's how this is a great scale to judge for yourself. And all it is we have 3 on the first week. So let's go to week 1. We have
Okay, before he jumps into all of this, reps in reserve is a great tool for somebody that has been lifting for quite some time, has some self-awareness around the body movements, their strength capabilities, and things of that nature. If we're talking about new people, just my personal preference, if you guys are fitness professionals, let me know in the comments. I would much rather do rate of perceived exertion because it's much easier to teach somebody, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, when you're first starting, we want to keep you in between a 4 and a 6, just to make sure that they're pushing the way that they should without doing too much and without risking injury. And also making sure that we are just getting them into the habits of working out. I always tell my clients, you're going to be sore, but I want it manageable. I don't want you to absolutely dread going to your next workout. We have time to increase intensity and sets and weights that you're, pushing or pulling. That's the whole point of periodization. I don't want you so sore that you dread going into the next workout. And if we're gauging the rate of perceived exertion, we're helping the clients to manage that. Somebody that's new in the gym is not going to understand, oh, well, I think I have 3 more reps in the tank here that I can do. They're not going to understand that. But they can understand, oh, this is, I'm at about a 5 as far as difficulty. The other thing that is important to mention, and the reason that I coach my clients with the rate of perceived exertion is because there's medications that actually impact your heart rate. And you'll see on his chart here at the bottom, it says 140 to 150 beats per minute. You should not do blanket statements like that without having or guides suggesting they be in 140 to 150. Because if somebody is on a medication that impacts their heart rate and actually lowers their heart rate, but their rate of perceived exertion is at an 8, but their heart rate is showing 132, we've got to lower that difficulty, that intensity of that exercise. I hope that makes sense. This is very dangerous. I do not suggest this for somebody that is a beginner. And again, who are they trying to market this to? He said these are advanced workouts, but Kelsey Rhae is talking about them being new and wanting to get comfortable in the gym. I feel like these two need to get it together because this advice that he's giving, if it's somebody that's new in the gym and they go too hard, you're at risk for having a heart attack. You could have a stroke. You could pass out. There's all kinds of things that could happen from you going too hard too soon in the gym.
All these exercises, RIR3 on all of these. So we'll take the close stance leg press again for 3 sets of 12. What that means is if you have an RIR3, that's going to be, we're going to go to 3. We're going to look here. That says moderate intensity. That means you should probably have 3 reps left in reserve after your 12 reps. So when you hit your 12 reps and you're at your 12th rep, mentally, you should be like, okay, I probably had 3 more reps left in the tank for me. Now, with that being said, you need to track that. Like this is going to take some, if you're just starting this, you don't know exactly where your numbers are, track those. You can use like if you printed it out, write it down the weight you used, or, in the notes over here, write down, I'm not sure if this is optional for y'all to edit. If I think you might have to print it off to edit it. So, yeah, just jot your weight down that you use for that exercise so you can track it next time, because that's going to help with your progressive overload as we go through to the next week. You're going to know exactly what weight you had for that specific exercise, and then you can be set up. Now, the note I left here is, what I really encourage all of you to do is make sure everything is very controlled, meaning you're controlling the tempo of the movement. You want a nice concentric movement, a nice eccentric movement. That's super important for building high quality muscle, but also eliminating injury. We don't want to be injured. So I want you to be able to control the weight, all of that. And then ROM is just range of motion. I want you to have a nice range of motion. If you feel restricted because you maybe have a mobility issue, don't push yourself and go too far. But,
Oh, now all of a sudden he's worried about injuries. Fascinating.
Try to get the max amount of range of motion you can out of these exercises, because how muscles work is static holds build muscle and strength, but also lengthening and contracting a muscle group, meaning lengthening and shortening. So that's what range of motion is like we're like on the way up, it's lengthened on the leg press. When it's coming down, it's shortening, and then vice versa. Just the same thing is just repeating over and over. So that's what I just want you to focus on all your exercises. And that's if you pick, the muscle building one. And then, I'm not going to be able to walk through all these exercises with y'all to explain each one. That's just going to take
RDLs. First of all, I'm a fan of RDLs, but would I program them for a new client, new to the gym? Absolutely not. There are too many factors in that type of move. Oh my God.
take too much time, but use your brain. Go to YouTube. But what we plan to do is honestly give y'all a lot of resources and videos. I'm in the process of making a lot.
Eric, how freaking dare you? You have roped these people into coming on this Zoom. You have said, oh, we have these meal plans. Oh, we have these workout guides. We have everything that you need. And when people need help with how to do specific exercises, you're telling them to use their brain and go to the internet? Oh my God. Do not listen to this guy.
Lot of like videos just personally of myself of each one of these exercises, so we can have a database in here where y'all can just check it out, like what is a barbell RDL, and then you go in the group and it's like, oh, there's a barbell RDL. Or maybe
Here's what I do with my clients. When I program, I use an app, and when I program their exercise, it includes a video and a description of how to do that exercise. Because our job as a personal trainer, Eric, is to make sure that people are doing these movements safely and helping them achieve their goals, not ours. I can't believe he just said that.
somebody already has it in the group, I don't know, but like there, you can somehow find out what these exercises are, and just do it.
You can somehow, listen, you can somehow find out what these exercises are, and guys, just do it. The things that I want to say right now, but I'm not gonna.
Okay if it doesn't look great the first time, if this is your first time doing it. Something is better than nothing, so just do
Unless that something is improper form that causes an injury, Eric.
it.
Can you
Let's
explain really quickly,
Yeah.
just to clarify with them, the column that says variation, because that's like,
Yes.
and then the actual exercise.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I have two columns because you have normal exercises. You have, squats, you have leg presses, you have, RDLs, you have all these normal exercises. But when you start to venture off in the realm of having those exercises, but doing them different types of ways, which is considered a variation of the exercise, will make you one, it'll cause you to get good at the exercise in different patterns. And it'll just make you better off, a better lifter.
This is so chaotic. If you are new in working out, it's important to build a foundation. It's important to start with the basics first and then build your way up. this example that he's giving is like you're building a house, and instead of focusing on the foundation and the layout of the house, he's like, what kind of curtains do you want? What kind of appliances do you want? How about we focus on the foundation? How about we focus on the floor plan and all of those types of details before we start adding even more details? Not everybody that is especially new to the gym, especially people that are new in the gym, need a bunch of different variations. Build the foundation first.
Doing just different variations. And plus, we get to work different muscle fibers with different stances, different, tempos and stuff like that. So variations mean that's just the type of what we're working with that specific exercise. So RDLs, we're using a barbell. That would be a barbell variation instead of.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If somebody is new to the gym and you're asking them to start with barbell RDLs, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And they shouldn't be doing it, in my opinion, if they're new to the gym, unless they have a trainer there with them or they have experience, which would make them not a beginner.
Doing a dumbbell RDL. Machine is, of course, leg extensions, leg curls. You know the machines, leg curls for the leg extensions and all that.
These are not. I have my rubber bands. These are not leg curls. These are leg extensions, Eric.
Leg press. You have a normal stance. You have a close stance. You have a wide stance. We could do a pause, but the variations are just what we're doing for that exercise. So we have bench press here for this exercise. The variation is incline dumbbell. So you put the incline on the bench. You'd grab some dumbbells, and then you would do your bench press. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes,
pretty good. And then what else did you ask?
That was it.
That was it?
Clarify that, because
Yeah.
that was what was confusing.
Yeah, so that's gonna be how your layout's gonna be for your workout. So when you finish this, you always have some cardiovascular training. I always do that. It's just some extra,
Listen, I'm a fan of the stair stepper, but I would not suggest. I feel like this is the theme of today's video. I would not suggest that for a beginner. I would much prefer something as far as cardio that you're willing to do, that you're able to do. For some people, that might look like a bike. For some people, that might look like an elliptical. For some people, that might look like incline walking or just walking on a treadmill, and that's okay. To encourage people that are new in the gym to get right on the stair stepper, recipe for disaster. So these people are not getting adequate rest in between sets. You're pushing them through advanced exercises and not there to guide them on their form and prompt them to make changes so that they can safely execute the exercise. But now you're going to put them on a stair stepper for 3 to 5 minutes.
Calories burned, extra, metabolic boost here. So this day you got some Stairmaster, 3 to 5 minutes. I also put a note over here for you for where I think you should strive for your heart rate. Now, depending on what your resting heart rate, age, BMI, all that will take.
BMI is a bunch of garbage, Eric. What are you talking about? Oh my God. See my notes earlier about medications that impact heart rate and why you should go with rate of perceived exertion versus I can't even.
In consideration for certain target heart rates, but generally speaking, you want to try to shoot for 140 to 150 beats per minute while you're, on this type of cardio. But yeah, that's kind of how that looks. And then we'll go to week.
There is a reason target heart rates take age and things into the equation, if you will. 140 to 150 beats for some people can be okay. Anyways.
Because this plan here is specifically for muscle building. And what I want y'all to do is when you see this week, you're seeing failure and you're like, okay, what does that mean? That means exactly what it says. I want you to mentally push yourself because this is going to teach you how to do hard things. I do this with my clients, not because failure is one of the best ways to build hypertrophy and muscle. And when we do that, we're just going to burn the fat and all the great things are going to happen for us. So it's not only just for that though. It's a psychological tool that I want y'all to execute and use, because when you can start, just competing with yourself and, pushing yourself to the limits like that, it just rewires your brain to do hard things. And I want y'all to be able to do hard things because it's really important. So this is failure, RIR0. So if you were to go back to here, we'll go back. And if you're looking at this like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. You should be scared. It's fun competing with yourself. It really is. You should have some enjoyment. So 0, maximum intensity, no reps left in the tank. And you're probably like, oh my gosh, what does that even look like? That's going to determine on how far you're willing to push yourself. So just work hard, have fun. That's how this plan is going to be laid out. Let's go to the next.
Let's pause that real quick because that brings me to red flag number 6. Push yourself to failure because that's how you grow. Absolutely not. Training to failure can be useful in some cases, don't get me wrong, but doing it constantly, especially for beginners, is a fast track to overtraining and or an injury, as I've talked about many times on this video. There's also no mention of proper periodization because, again, we're talking about a 15-day program, not a 12-week program. There's no mention of deload weeks. There's no mention of active recovery yet. I know that he mentions some mobility and things and active recovery down the road, but this is where that should have been talked about, in my opinion. These things are crucial for sustainable progress. And I cannot stress to you guys how dangerous this is, especially for beginners. Let me also say that progressive overload is key, not just blindly hitting failure, as Eric seems to be suggesting here. Track your reps, track your sets, track the weight that you're pushing and pulling, and progressively increase intensity without burning yourself out. If you're new in the gym, it's even more important for you to start slowly. And just like I said earlier, I tell my clients that in their first few weeks, you're going to be sore, but I really do want it to be manageable so that you can live your life because we have time to increase the weights and the intensity. But progress starts really slowly. As you're learning the weights, as you're learning the different movements, as you're learning what feels comfortable for your body in those movements, we have time. Let's build the foundation first before we start worrying about what kind of appliances we're going to put in the kitchen.
Next one. Before I exit off this one, does anybody have any specific, questions about this plan? This one. I don't know if I could see the chat. Can you?
Explain the perfect.
Okay, great. Lastly, so the split is going to be for 5 days. Now, how that works into your schedule is up to you. But what I really try to do is, 5 days is plenty of work. We do need recovery. So take your recovery days very seriously. You can get some walking in or just some light walking in here. I'm not sure if I dropped the mobility sheet to Kelsey, but it's really good to just, work on I have a mobility sheet for y'all where, that's going to help aid in everything as far as like, your recovery because y'all are going to be sore after doing all this. So,
some people are going to be horrifically sore. I do agree with a mobility, a flexibility routine, some stretching, some active recovery, yoga, walking on rest days and making them active rest days. I think that that's awesome advice, but I don't have his mobility sheet here to give my take on it.
Having some sort of flexibility training, mobility to kind of relieve you know, the muscle soreness, but also just to, help with your bodily functions for the movements, which that's super important. So
That's true.
don't take this lightly. I want you to really, work on this mobility on your off days. You have 2 days off. So how does that look? So Kelsey and myself, we do 5 days in a row, and then we usually rest, Saturday and Sunday, or we'll do a little something.
I think that if you're new, you should do 1 day of training and 1 day of rest, and 1 day of training and 1 day of rest. Having a full day of recovery is going to help to build the habits, build the routine without doing too much too soon.
If you want to do 2 days, rest a day, 3 days, rest a day, if I said that right, yeah, you could do it that way. It doesn't matter how you kind of like lay it out for your rest days. You just want to squeeze those 2 rest days in there.
And 5 days a week is that's a lot for people that are new to the gym. I would only do 3 days a week for people that are just starting out. And remember, I don't really understand who he's building this for and who they're trying to target. I know I've said that several times, but Kelsey Rhae was talking about people getting comfortable in the gym at the beginning. He's talking about what I believe to be an advanced workout with little rest, talking about pushing to failure and then 5 days a week. This is the problem with having these one size fits all programs. People are going to get hurt from this.
Let's go back here to, I'm gonna go on the fat burning one, because this one's laid out a little differently. So if you're really wanting to build high quality muscle, you know,
Lift
you want to get
weights.
some toned legs, I would go for, the stacked one, because you're gonna experience muscular failure.
Oh
Um,
my God.
but this one is going to work amazing too. This is awesome because I squeeze in some functional circuits. So we got week one ignition. It's the same exact layout. We got week one. It's coming up. There we go. So I do include, resistance training workouts, but you're
Oh my God. We have RDLs again. We have kettlebell swings and we have V crunches. In my opinion, these are not beginner friendly exercises.
also going to see, a different uh, day here. This looks different. This isn't really the same as like what you would do for the muscle building where we're just strictly working resistance training exercises. This is a circuit. If you're not familiar with
That's a core day. Day 2 looks like a core training day with some cardio, which is fine.
circuits, what I would do right now, if you don't have one, is download an interval timer. I can share mine in the chat. That's free, but you want one that's going to have that can count your exercises, your rounds, your work time, your rest time, and your round reset. So find you an interval timer that has all of those. Um, because once you have all of that, I'm going to show you on mine. If I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
I'm sure you guys can guess what I'm about to say, but he's running people through interval training, essentially. Interval training is not meant for, you guessed it, beginners.
I don't know if they can see this. Let me go back. So this is what my interval timer looks like. It has, the work, the rest, the the number of exercises, the rounds, and the round reset. You're just going to input everything that I have here. So you see, I have here rounds. You're going to put, okay, I got 4 rounds of this. I got 25 seconds of work time for each exercise. I'm going to put that down. I got 15 seconds to switch to the next exercise. Sweet. And then my round reset, I got 50 seconds. Now you're going to just input all of those, and then the number of exercises you have here, or you have a high plank, a Russian twist, a core leg raise, and flutter kicks. 4. So this is really a core circuit focused functional circuit that we have here. And what's really
drop the link to that timer out in chat.
perfect. Now, if you have an Android, that won't work. You'll have to find another one. So
you just take a look at it, and then you'll be able to just find one for your Android.
yeah, you should be able to find one. But yeah, once you have all that put in, you're going to hit play. He's going to count down or whatever. He'll count it down, and then he'll say go. And then when he's going, we're doing the high plank. We're holding that for 25 seconds. He says rest. All right, we get a 15-second break. We're going to go to the next exercise. We got Russian twist. Boom. We're doing Russian twist for 25 seconds. Rest. We rest for 15 seconds, get to the next exercise. Same thing for core leg raises, same thing for flutter kits. When he says done, that's your round reset. You get 50 seconds, get you some water, move around, get ready for your next round, and you're going to complete 4 rounds of that. Does that make sense?
What we're going to do.
That is a lot. Oh my God. These people's poor cores.
Also is print this out and either Monday or Tuesday go live with this in the group with y'all.
Okay, that's what we're going to. Okay, that's perfect. I was trying to figure.
Wouldn't you guys have planned this beforehand? Wouldn't y'all have figured out, and I don't know, this might be a crazy idea, planned your content ahead of time? What lives you're going to do, what videos you're going to do? Wouldn't that all be done prior to this? Oh no. No.
A database or how we could get some hands-on like visuals of this, because I know sometimes this can be overwhelming
Didn't you just tell people to use their brains and look at the internet to see how the exercises are done while also calling a leg extension a leg curl?
if you're not really sure, but I'm trying to explain this as best as possible. Um,
Fail.
and then also same thing, you're going to hit your cardiovascular after, and then it's just all laid out pretty much the same. So this is like week one, you're just doing, the same thing. It has the RIR scale over here for you to kind of give you a scale, and you'll always go back to that start and warm up. Make sure you're doing your warm ups before all your exercises. Uh, and yeah, this is how it's going to be
Oh my God, standing oblique crunches, stop it.
laid out. And then again, incorporate the mobility after on your rest days, and follow the meal guides. If you're following the meal guides and you're executing these exercises, there's no reason why you shouldn't get to your goal. They're not at all.
Get to your goal in 15 days? Eric, stop it.
So I just want you to put your head down. Just take this 15 days and like say, I'm done. I'm ready. And we have all these resources here for you to really succeed. So don't take all this lightly. Like this is some high quality info and information that not everybody gets. So take advantage of it. Like
Says the guy that was just telling people to use their brain and look at the internet. But hey, it's some high quality info.
go hard. I promise you, if you go hard, you're going to get some great results within this 15 days. And that's crazy short. Like 15 days is like absolutely insane. Like,
Agreed. Yeah, because what happens on day 16? Oh, you guys will throw out another 15-day challenge, right?
and you can definitely get some great results with that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else.
This is red flag number 7. This 15-day plan will change your life. This kind of quick fix mentality is exactly why people fail long term. Fitness is a lifelong journey. If you try to rush results in 15 days, like they're suggesting you do, more than likely you're going to burn out, lose motivation, or develop an unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. Sustainable fitness comes from consistency, education, and realistic goal setting. Real results come from the long term. They come from consistent habits, not crash dieting, not extreme workouts like what these two are promoting, in my opinion.
Wow, guys, like that's so
Eric, you should mute your mic so it doesn't echo like that.
much valuable information. Like his personal training courses are like $5,000. Just
Girl, what? Red flag number 8. His program is worth thousands of dollars. The scam alert is screaming. It is absolutely screaming. No certified fitness professional would charge thousands for a basic Google Sheet workout and an extreme diet plan while telling people to use their brain and use the internet to find out how to do the exercises. I can't. Oh. Real personal training includes individualized coaching, proper assessments, and scientifically backed programming based on the goals of their clients, not mass producing two different meal plans and two different workout plans. One is for building muscle and the other one is for fat loss. What? I can't. If somebody is trying to sell you a shortcut to fitness like this, it's a major red flag. You should absolutely run the other direction. Real coaches are going to prioritize education, not gimmicks like drinking Prove It's ketones or some sort of a restrictive diet. Please don't listen to these people.
so y'all know. And he has a
I'm worth
whole
it.
ton of clients. And
Did he just say I'm worth it? I can't. I cannot.
like I say that because like the amount of value that what he just showed you is so much, and you're getting this, right? So like he said, like really take advantage of it and really do it. So what I want to do is
These poor people on this Zoom, do not listen to these people. Also, there are some people on here that have K-Talk in their name, meaning they're distributors in Prove It. There's 3 of them. Let's see, we have 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. 14 people on. 2 of them are Kelsey Rhae and Eric, Coach Eric, and 3 of them seem to be Prove It distributors. So that's interesting. What is that? 9 people? Those 9 people need to run the other direction.
And if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat real quick. What I would like to do is I'm trying to like figure out how to put my, okay, I lied. I'm fixing it. I would like for us to, like I said, I'm leaving on Wednesday to go to Kentucky. And so either Monday or Tuesday, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, Eric and I will go into our garage and we'll do one of these circuits with you guys. I'm going to print the pages out so we can show you. We can show you with the interval timers.
Why wouldn't you have that done ahead of time so that you had a visual to show people on what you're doing and how you're doing it? Oh, planning content? Oh, we don't know her.
Show you what it looks like. We can show you the movements just so you can have a visual of like what it looks like to actually follow day 1 of whatever program we choose to do, which probably will be the fat burning one, because that's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm doing those movements. So we're gonna go live, and there's also other coaches that will be live inside of the group working out with you, making meals.
What kind of coaches? K-Talk coaches? Ketone, I think it's Ketone Technology Optimization Coach through Prove It, and these people paid almost $1,000 for it. Are those the coaches that you're talking about? Because if so, that is embarrassing. Imagine putting K-Talk, thinking it meant something in your name on a Zoom or your social media profile. Couldn't be me.
Sharing tips and tricks. And so, like I said, if you guys just stay plugged in and like you're like really engaged in this, there's no reason that by the end of this 15 days you shouldn't see some kind of change.
I mean, I think people are going to see a change, but I think some of them are going to get injured, and that's the change that they're going to see, and it's unfortunate. And it's unnecessary.
The way that you feel and the way that your clothes are fitting, like it really only takes 2 weeks to create a habit. And this could be the 15 days that changes the rest of your life. The rest
In 15 days.
of your life, if you take it seriously, because this is very high value information and you're getting hands-on coaching that is worth thousands of dollars. So
hands-on coaching, but you're doing lives in a group and you have 2 meal plans and 2 programs. That's not high-level individual coaching. That's mass marketing in a very dangerous way, especially if we're talking about nutrition and fitness. That's making it convenient for you. That's not client-centered by any means. And also, these 2 are not qualified to be doing any of this. Let me make that very clear.
Guys don't have any questions, which is really good. That means everything was explained very well. And if you do have questions,
does it mean that you explained everything really well, or does it mean that Eric's advanced workout that he was trying to make seem like it could be done by beginners was over everybody's head and they didn't understand any of it? I mean, you can assume, I guess, if you want to, Kelsey Rhae, that you guys explained it well, but as a certified personal trainer, I'll tell you, no, he didn't.
You can drop them in the chat. Make sure I'm gonna make sure that you guys have the mobility sheet.
Did you drop those?
No. So I have not dropped the workout guides yet. I'm going to do that now because I didn't want it to be I just didn't want it to be confusing. I'm going to drop it probably with this video. I'm going to put it in the group.
Mobility routine is not that confusing. If you're incorporating that into somebody's program, they'll have that in the program. That to me, and maybe this is just me, but it seems like that was added last minute. Oh, we need something here. What should we do? Oh, let's do a mobility routine. You know what I'm saying.
And then I'll share the link to you guys in the chat. I'm also going to upload inside of the Facebook group the mobility plan. Yes. And you guys can take advantage of that also with the timer. So it doesn't have to be crazy. Just take a little bit of time tonight to get yourself prepared mentally for what you're going to do tomorrow. Like what meals do you want to, like, you already know you're going to start. It's already laid out for you. You don't really have to think of anything. Just
please don't listen to these people. My God.
Print it out. Yes. And then follow it.
I just want to leave off with this. Like my inbox is open if y'all need any help. Like if you're struggling with something, I don't mind if you just message me like, hey, I don't understand this.
Except for if you email him or message him or whatever, and you ask him for his certification number through ISSA, and he tells you, oh, contact ISSA, they'll give it to you. And then you contact ISSA and they're like, wait, he told you to call to get his certification number? What? I actually have mine saved in my phone, in my wallet, on my iPhone. So if somebody's like, hey, what is your certification number? Who are you certified through? Oh, here, let me send this to you really quickly. And anybody that has any credentials is going to be that same way. It's only people, in my opinion, that are super shady and have something to hide that make it difficult for people to get the answers that they are looking for. Like somebody's certification number. No personal trainer is going to tell you, oh, call the organization and get my certification number from the organization. In my opinion, he was just hoping that that person wouldn't call to ask the questions, but they did. And we got the answers. Yikes.
I can try and better help you understand it. But the only way this will not work is if you just don't do it. And if
Or they get injured, Eric. The only way it won't work is if somebody gets injured because your program that you're trying to run and however many people through is garbage. It's going to cause injuries. People are going to get hurt.
you don't ask questions, like that's the only way.
Right.
So just do it. Just put your head down for 15 days, go hard, show yourself what you're made of. And
that to me sounds like advice, like he's giving advice about 75 hard. What happens on day 76? Again, an example of what I believe to be extreme exercise that is going to make it very difficult for people to maintain and to keep up with. If you start to incorporate things slowly, so if you're a beginner, 3 times in the week, and in my opinion, full body routines 3 times a week with a rest day in between each. And then as you start to build that foundation, you're working on the, periodization of that. You're increasing the intensity, you're increasing the reps, you're increasing the sets, you get stronger and stronger and stronger. That's a safe way to progress in the gym. Or if you're working out at home, because you don't have to work out at a gym, you can work out at home. There's many ways that you can work out. It does not necessarily have to be at the gym.
I promise you, you're going to feel way better after this, and you're going to look better. So,
oh yeah, because how you look is the important part, right, Eric? It has nothing to do with improving mental health. It has nothing to do with bone density and making sure that your bone density is doing well. However, why does that sound so weird? Increasing bone density. There it is. It has nothing to do with bettering your cardiovascular health. It has nothing to do with maintaining muscle mass, right? No, it's about how you look.
that's it. Yeah.
Facts. All right, guys. Thanks for hopping on last minute.
I guess that was the end of that. Are you guys okay? Did y'all make it through? I know this is a long video, and I know some of you love long videos, and I know some of you are not a fan of long videos. I just appreciate y'all being here. I hope that the advice that I have given in this has helped. If you are somebody that is looking for a personal trainer, if you're interested in asking me some questions, working together, go to aaronbees.com and you can contact me through my website. At the end of the day, guys, fitness should be safe, it should be sustainable, and it should be evidence-based. Programs like this prey on people's desperation for quick results, and they only set you up for failure. If you want real progress, focus on balanced nutrition, focus on progressive training, like I've already mentioned, and habits that you can maintain for life. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure that you hit the like button, give me that big that thumbs up, subscribe for more evidence-based fitness breakdowns, calling out unethical influencers like these two, and drop a comment with any fitness myths that you've seen lately, and let's have a chuckle about it. Let's keep exposing the nonsense and spreading real fitness education. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.